Creatives, welcome to the Daily Pick a Card and birthday reading for December 7th. If you were born today after sunrise, you are a Jack of Clubs. Before sunrise makes you yesterday's card, which was a Queen of Clubs. So I'm going to read each card, and then all together for the collective, we're going to talk about the energy of today, what that Jack of Clubs brings to it. And then we're going to see how we might maneuver the card's messages. Then a very happy birthday to you, Jack of Clubs. This is your solar year cards. They are here to help you help yourself in raising your vibration and therefore energizing your manifestation abilities. All right, card number 1. Ace of Hearts. Great card to get. This is a beautiful opportunity for you to connect with something of emotional satisfaction. It is the Sun card in the Cards of Truth. So what you want to do, go to your chart, see what you have in that Sun position, and it'll give you some idea about what kind of emotional lighting up you can expect today. For instance, mine is a 5 of diamonds, so perhaps I will get a brilliant idea today that is really emotionally fulfilling, maybe a new direction for skills or talents. Yeah, I love the 5 of diamonds in that position because it's always coming up with good nuggets of grounding and really satisfying. So whatever you have, you can go and take a look. The card of the day, the Jack of Clubs, has in that position is the 9 of diamonds. So in that case, you could look to your K2 as well and see what you have there and maybe bridge the two of them with some thoughts about where you might be invited to experience this really beautiful, emotionally understanding of yourself. That's the best part. Card number 2, the 7 of diamonds. So this is a gateway card. There's always a bit of desperation around this card, always a bit of relief after whatever the storm has passed. Now for the red suit, it is the death card in the major arcana and in that 7th position of Saturn in the Cards of Truth chart. So you want to look to the Saturn position and see what you have there. For the chart of the day, lucky 4 of diamonds, which is the key card for the diamond suit. It's amazingly stable and it's that mini vacation card. So the fact that you get this, what they call the millionaire card, because it's like you try a million times and then you find what works. And the only way that you can do that is to constantly be reinventing who you are and how you are providing for yourself, meaning skills and talents, how you upgrade constantly, how you are always got an ear and an eye out for that next opportunity. And then having that actually, a really good outlook on life. There's this, for the diamond suit, there's this aura of charismatic, smooth talking, but real talking, but it's just smooth. It's like you got it going on. There's a resilience to the 7s because, we're like that blow up clown that you can punch and it keeps coming back up. 7s are like that. They're always scrambling, always trying to reinvent themselves, always losing something to gain something. But there is beauty in all of it. It is the card that represents that seventh position, which is the death and dying card. So the tower moments and the death card moments are all about that reinvention and what goes along with it. Grieving, sure, there's grieving, but you can't stay in that, can you? Because that makes you a victim. So you got to figure out how to take that and make it work for you. Well, Seven of Diamonds is probably the champ of doing that. So let's move on to the third card, the Eight of Clubs. All right, so we got a Rahu card here. So we'll go ahead and check your Rahus. That in the chart of the day is the Two of Spades. So already figuring it out, you know exactly. If you haven't yet, it's going to come to you. Two of Spades is not an easy card to be dealing with because it's a little bit of work. It's trial and error for a two. Twos are opportunities. It's moon energy, emperor energy, the black twos. So you've got that going on. But the Eight of Clubs here, this is a very nice card. As I said, Rahu. So check your Rahu and see what you have there and how this might apply as another element for you to consider. So it's Chariot energy. It is an activation around the age of 42. You really come into that Rahu energy. So if you are leading up or tailing off of that age, then you know exactly. You're probably thinking upside down and sideways and coming up with some pretty brilliant ways to move into that new version of you. Takes exploration, experimentation, but deep down in your heart, the eights are such a grounding card because you know what it ultimately is, you validating you. I mean, it's like you grow into it, you mature. It's beautiful. Everything up until that point was practice. When you hit 40, 42, you are in it for your adulting. Very fun. Okay, all together here, you know, we're going to really have a pretty nice day of it. Let's talk about the Jack of Clubs as we do this, because the Jacks have all of this brilliant energy. It's just this constant vibe of needing to get something done. The Jack of Clubs is a very shrewd business card. Can juggle a lot of balls if you want a good manager. Jacks are brilliant at it. They know how to move a lot of different parts simultaneously. It's like I said, a young energy, but it also includes that ace 2 and 3. So when you're looking at the Jack of Clubs, that Uranus creative energy, a little bit of a rebel, trying to do things a different way, and somehow it works out for them. Very inventive. But you've got that Ace of Clubs, that sun self. So you want to look to that again. And for the Jack of Clubs, it's that 9 of Diamonds. So it's K2 energy, diamond energy. There's an adventure energy going with that Fool connotation of the major arcana. Adventurous, interested, excited, happy, just want to move into something, and everything is a possibility, and a brilliant possibility with that Ace of Clubs, because that's your new idea. And the Two of Clubs, figuring out how to get there. Do it. Make it connect. Eager to take that opportunity and run with it. Fully embrace it. Threes, seeing it through. Mars energy, strength card. So go and see what you've got. Aces, clubs, any of that in your chart? Do you have a two of clubs? Do you have a three of clubs in your chart? And pull that thread back to the position of the card. Three's Mars, two Moon, and see what you can figure out. It's kind of like a puzzle. It's a little story you're creating for yourself for today. That's what you've got going on. All right, so if that's it, if we're going to be coming up with this new idea, possibly about how to do the business end of whatever we're doing, creatively though, and when I say that, it could just be, if you're an artist or a writer, it's coming out with a really nice base idea to create a body of work from. The club suit in the arts really has a very nice way of understanding what feels good to them, what reflects who they are, but being able to produce it in a way that is very attractive and warm, just really smart about it. So, not that the other suits don't, it's just a different approach. I always see spades as like carvers or sculpt, because they just like to do. And the heart suit, they're going to be warm, and it's going to come across as soothing and feel good emotionally, like your aura is going to get better if you do. Diamond suit has more of a collage kind of feel to it for me. So anyways, there you have it for the energy of today. We are going to really be self-validating in our choices. We're going to see it. We're going to know. We're going to just really kind of ground into it. A lot of grounding energy here. It's going to have this emotional epiphany element that is surprising, but really quite emotionally satisfying. And we learned something about ourselves with the aces. We learned something about ourselves with all the cards. What are we willing to let go of today so that we can make room for this Jack of Clubs energy to come in and build something even more brilliant for ourselves. So yeah, it's morphing into a new idea today. All right. Happy birthday, Jack of Clubs. We've already talked about your chart quite a bit, but there's much more to talk about. We're going to talk about your karma card, and we're going to see exactly how you are being invited to raise your vibration, or at least consider the possibilities. Creativity Oracle wants you to play. Our work can and should take on the quality of play, for it is play that stimulates creativity. Very interesting. You get so busy with your nose to the grindstone that it's hard to pick your head up and look around sometimes. And, I get that. And I'm going to reflect back on your chart because of that idea that maybe you don't get enough play. And even being that young, energetic energy that you are, you can get so what do I want to call it? Like dedicated to what you're doing, that the play part can get lost. So it's nice that you are being invited into a more playful outlook. You do have that 9 of Diamonds in your sun position. It's a natural, fun card, but it's also one that wants you to release what you need to release. It's a big, open heart, and the Fool of the Major Arcana comes into it. So you can be very, very trusting, very confident in the adventurous part of you, especially being a Sagittarius, truth seeker, and outwardly spoken on many accounts here. So, in that respect, with your ecliptic being that Six of Clubs, it's kind of like a natural healer, a healer through the truth. How you like that? Jack of Clubs on the path of a healer with speaking whatever it is that's coming out of your mouth. You changed lives with your words. Yeah. So, what can mess you up? Well, there's a couple of things. The Six of Clubs, kind of, because that voicing can come through as being really harsh and unapologetic. And of course, that doesn't make you look very charming or kind. So there's that possibility. You being bored easily, tired of just telling everybody what to do. If that's your job, you can see how that would work. But there's also the tens in your chart that lead you back to that ecliptic path. The Ten of Clubs in the Pluto is that magician card in the major arcana. So it can mess you up with you really thinking that you know exactly the right thing, yet you don't have all of the information that you need and you jump in too soon. That can be that fool energy of the Nine of Diamonds, and scrambling to make up for it later can really trip you up and cause you some self esteem issues or self validation issues, because that is your K2. That's that Eight of Hearts. And with that one, you really want to self validate. Yet, it's a card that has to bounce off of the outside world to do so. There's a certain amount of that has to happen to get reflected back to you. It's where you're supposed to be going and exploring. Isn't that interesting? So what happens is that's what you end up doing. But that can be a real downer. That can be, shaking up your confidence if you're not in a grounded enough place. So your overlying karma card is the Ten of Hearts, which is an interesting card for you to have there because that too is all about that emotional validation, that wheel of fortune of how you do ground and weather the ups and downs of the turning of the wheel. So to remedy that, you really do want to lean into the twos of your chart. You've got, and the Moon card, which is the Seven of Spades, which goes back to that Four of Diamonds in the Saturn position. It's letting stuff go, exactly like this, for remedies and cures of your mental and physical well-being. So don't linger too long on worrying or, self-obsessing about what's going on around you. You've got all the tools you could possibly want, and that Two of Spades there in your Rahu is inviting you to delve in and figure all that stuff out. So this play is coming through as how you do that for yourself. It's like if you are a tarot reader, if you've got a deck of tarot cards, pull one and see how you might create some kind of psychological game with that for yourself. Dive deep, because that's where you are invited. Very nice. Let's see what you get for the Spirit and Nature. The Ten of Hearts. That's your overlying karma card. All right. Well, I guess it can't get any more clear than that. That's exactly what you are being invited to do, to just explore, work it through, understand it, study that Two of Spades, because it really is making that energy for you to connect with some stability within. This is really a two's opportunity to improve your well-being. So don't ignore it. Don't get angry about it. Take it on as play and just have fun with it. All right. Let's see what you get for the Wishcraft. The friendship bracelet. I am a good friend to myself and others. We'll go and see what it is for stones, for semi-precious stones, color, that kind of thing, and make yourself a beaded bracelet and use it like you would a rosary or something, and count your blessings and how anything that you can do with your hands, any kind of creativity that is what you don't usually do. You know, move some coins around on the table, do a squiggly line, just kind of see what you can see within the drawing of a scribble, and play with that. That will help a lot to get you into that playful mood. All right, happy birthday, Jack of Clubs. I wish you the best year ever. Everyone else, and OL, and you too, of course, all of us. Carpe diem. Let's stay kind and curious as we do this journeying, okay? We want to keep it creative, all right?